This is a message to UEFA. Please do not fuck up this draw. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Dugout Football Channel. And it is the Champions League quarter-final and semi-final draw for the 21-22 Champions League season. Yes, we are down to the nitty-gritty now of the final 8. And it is going to be an interesting draw as well. We will be discussing about, obviously, the last 16 ties as well. And we will also be talking about who our favourable opponent would be and the opponent that we don't want as well. As you can see, I'm not alone. I'm joined by two fantastic guests. Owen Thomas from the Cop On podcast. How are you, my friend?
Yeah, very well. I got this weird glitch on my camera, as everyone could see, but there you go. I promise it is me. It is not a hologram. No, I'm very well. Looking forward to speaking to you guys and getting into this draw. And as you say, hopefully they don't mess it up.
Absolutely. And yeah, I've got another guest who was on for that botched up draw. Ankit from Almighty Blues SC. How are you, Ankit?
Great, mate. Always good to discuss with you. And I was just saying, off camera, basically with Owen, with Doug, this is basically getting together. It cannot get worse than what happened last time. It only gets better, right? So we have a chance to get it right this time around, and let's do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me just go up because there have been loads of comments coming in, which is very, very interesting indeed. So we'll start with Elevator Escalator Fan. He says his quarterfinals are Villarreal, Man City, Chelsea, Atletico Madrid, Liverpool, Bayern, and Benfica, Real Madrid. And then semi-finals, Villarreal, Man City versus Chelsea, or Atletico, or Liverpool, Bayern versus Real Madrid, or Benfica. Very interesting. Chris Welsh has gone for Atletico, Bayern, Benfica, City, Chelsea, Villarreal, Liverpool, Real Madrid. Very, very interesting. Hello to Rennie. Hello to Tejaz. Nice to see you in here as well. Mustafa Mushfek, I think you're new around here as well. Thank you for tuning in. We've got Mike Green in the chat. Dave's in as well. Dave's from LFC Chats. Hope you're good. The Totally Levy and Horn Football Podcast is in. Carl Levy, thank you for tuning in as well. And Mike Green saying that glitch is quite funny, Owen.
I feel like I'm going to get beamed up somewhere, but I'll let you know where I end up.
Aye, but this is why we are here. The UEFA Champions League draw, quarter-final draw is coming up. It is in about 15 minutes' time. So we do actually have a little bit of time to obviously discuss about the last 16 games where these teams made it through: Liverpool, Manchester City, Chelsea, Bayern Munich, Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid, Villarreal, and Benfica. Ankit, start with Chelsea. 2-0 against Lille at Stamford Bridge, and then 2-1 away in France. In the end, it was pretty comfortable, wasn't it?
Yeah, you know what? It was always going to be comfortable, especially second leg. We didn't have Renato Sanchez in that midfield, because first leg, in the first half, he was probably the only thorn, if I can say so. Yes, they had great forward line, but the ball wasn't getting passed to them, and that was where Renato Sanchez wasn't there to break the lines. So for me, it was simple, but come on, with Chelsea, it's never simple. We know it's the Chelsea way. Even in that second leg, and in the first half an hour, there was some nerves because there was a hostile atmosphere. Let's get it right. And they scored early, so that's only when we kind of turn up. And I don't know, it's maybe a Chelsea thing. Again, when the backs are against the wall, we tend to do better than when, you are favorites. So that's what happened last season as well. So I'm hoping that, again, we get an opponent where we are not exactly the favorites. I actually like that fact because we can actually perform well from minute one. So, yeah. But Lille, I think, they're not doing well in the Liga as well. So, I must say that they have lost quite a few players. But I think in recent weeks, I think they have a good defensive side. So, they can get better, but I don't see them, returning to Champions League anytime soon, to be very honest.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. I think we're going to probably see more teams sort of like Lyon and obviously PSG potentially, and obviously Monaco, come back from the Champions League. I think it won't be a while until Lyon are in the Champions League again. Owen, for us, Liverpool, 2-0 away in Milan in the first leg, and then obviously they came and won 1-0. It was quite nervy at times. I won't lie, but I think Alexis Sanchez is sending off kind of changed the game for them, because I think they did have chances, but I felt when he got sent off, I felt we were always going to go on and actually go through in that tie.
Well, yeah, I mean, in terms of the whole tie, I mean, it was very, very even for the first sort of 70 minutes of the first game as well. But then after 70 minutes, you could see they were cooked before we scored those two goals. They were absolutely shattered. And in the return leg, they tried to do the same thing. So I wasn't that concerned. I thought even if they scored, they would tire by the end of it because they're not used to playing teams like Liverpool, you know. Which I'm very happy to say we're in really good form at the moment, and so I thought we were very unlucky to lose. And as you say, the sending off, I was only nervous for those sort of 2 minutes from when they scored until Sanchez got sent off, and I'm like, yeah, okay, no, it's all right. They're not gonna score another goal with 10 men against Liverpool because it's just, it's rare that we concede these days. It's rare that we concede major chances, and it doesn't really matter who the opposition is. So yeah, no, I was very relaxed. So it was probably the most relaxed 1-0 defeat that I've had maybe ever. I don't know. I was quite relaxed. I wasn't bricking it.
Wow, that's actually interesting to hear because, like, for me, when actually Inter Milan started, attacking well and just kind of, around that goal that they scored, I thought those 10 minutes, like even as a neutral, I thought actually Inter had a great chance to actually, as an equalize and get a second goal. And it's the timing of it. Maybe it's because of that red card again, as in it really flattened out things, and that was basically the bummer for Inter Milan. But certainly, I think I was reading Michael's comment here, and it's funny, right, about Arshavin. I know there's a pun there intended, of course, not getting political, but about Russian and so on and so forth. But yeah, absolutely. As in, come on, Michael. That's not going to happen a second time for sure.
Sorry if I butchered this name. Shuv Rajyoti Banerjee. I think I probably butchered that. Welcome. You're a Real Madrid fan, so obviously you'll be very, very pleased with the PSG result. And he thinks Real will win this time. Very, very interesting. Michael's gone for Madrid, Villarreal, Liverpool, Bayern Munich, Chelsea, Benfica, Manchester City, Atletico Madrid. We will just brief. Hey Douglas, Owen and Ank. One thing is for sure, Man City will get Benfica. I'm actually more excited for the Conference League draw. Call me crazy. Yeah, that's going to be an interesting draw as well. And obviously we do have Rennie in the chat as well. Hello, Devils United. Hope you are good, Maisie, and hello, Helen, as well. It's all jokes, Ankit, of course. Ankit, Benfica knocking out Ajax. Was that a little bit of a shock for you?
Wow, trust me, again, being a Dutch supporter, I kind of did not like that, but I saw it coming. Honestly, in that first leg, I didn't call it. I'm not going to say that I predicted Ajax to go out for sure, but in that first leg towards the second half, yes, they got a goal late on, but I think that showed that Ajax, as in defensively, there are errors in Ajax. I think there was basically a backline with Daley Blind there, so I won't be so confident at all. But at the same time, Benfica, it's smash and grab, right? They just I think they had two shots, if I'm not wrong, and they just scored in one of them. So I think that's what it is. And Ajax had about 15. So I think. As much as Haller has been fantastic, he has missed chances. Even that first leg, he actually missed a proper sitter he missed. So you can say maybe Ajax, as in maybe deserved at the end of the day. A lot of people said they don't deserve, but that's football, right? As in that is part of football. You finish well, you defend, and then those are parts of football. So I think we have to give it to Benfica. As much as we thought, like most of us thought that they have an aging defense, but I think that team spirit showed. And I think Darwin Núñez, as in this guy is a star. This guy is certainly going to be a star. I thought it's once against Barcelona, but he's done it again. So I think we probably look out for him. I won't be surprised again. Like maybe it's just me. Chelsea, Benfica, 2012 quarterfinals. Some kind of as in deja vu. So I don't mind that if that comes up. But yeah, again, it's a draw. Luck as well. Let's see.
Absolutely. I have seen an Atletico Madrid fan in here. There's loads of fans in here. Mustafa Mushfik, welcome to the stream. Atletico Madrid fan as well. We will speak about them. So, guys, are eating of you watching, please remember to hit that like button. And if you are new around here, please do consider subscribing as well. Morning, Statman. He says Chelsea, Manchester City, Liverpool, Villarreal, Atletico Madrid, Benfica, and Real Madrid, Bayern Munich. Very, very
Lovely.
interesting as well. Owen, I'll speak about PSG because I know you were obviously at the first leg between PSG and Real Madrid. Now, in that game, PSG deserved to go in front against Real Madrid. Real Madrid did sat back all game. When you thought Mbappe scored in the Bernabeu to obviously take it away from Real Madrid, you were thinking at that point that probably PSG were going to go through, but there comes Karim Benzema.
I mean, so that he scored on 60 minutes. Sorry, the equalizer was on 61 minutes, wasn't it, in Madrid to make it 1-1 in Madrid. So you could say that for 90 plus 60, that's 150 minutes, if my maths isn't too wrong. PSG played like champions. And then for the last 30 minutes, they played like Spurs. Sorry, Spurs fans. But they played like a sort of poor Spurs side, but like a traditional Spurs in that they threw it away and they were getting in each other's way and they were making stupid mistakes. Yes, that first goal was a foul on Donnarumma. Of course it was a foul on Donnarumma. But the way that they collapsed mentally after that is just, I don't know, it's sort of typical of PSG over the years, under the Qatari, they've bought, even going back to David Beckham, they buy players who are sort of at the end of their careers, before they go to the people call it the glue factory, which is pretty harsh, but people at the end of their careers anyway. Whereas I think maybe a change of approach would be better because ultimately for PSG. Yeah, I was lucky enough to be there. I had a great seat for the first game. Man, it was unbelievable. Great performance from PSG. And I thought Real Madrid were rubbish. Sorry to Real Madrid fans who were in the chat. But that first game, they were absolutely disorganized. But the second game, the way that Modric got more into the game was key for them, as well as Benzema, of course, who's just a wonderful player, a superb player. So yeah, I mean, of course, I feel sorry for PSG because I live in Paris. I live 10 minutes from the stadium up there. I sometimes work at PSG teaching English, and so I'm sorry for my students. But I just think that, you can't defend in the Champions League with 7 outfield players because Messi, Mbappe, and Neymar. They don't defend from the front. Neymar, the fact that Neymar runs more than your other 2 attackers tells you a lot about what PSG's sort of collective mentality is or where it's lacking.
Yeah, Mike, he does live in Paris. Yeah. Mike is like, wow, you live in Paris, so
it sounds glamorous, but it's full of dog turds and bacteria and stuff like that. I mean, if you actually came here, it's like, don't believe that Emily in Paris nonsense. It's quite an overpopulated city, lots of pollution, but it's fun, and I've been here for about 13 years, so yeah, I really like it. But yes, it's also a hard city and a dirty one.
Definitely.
Doug, I just come in there because I think talking about PSG, right? The moment I think that goal was scored, right, by Mbappe, that was it. Like it was actually quite early on in the second leg. So for me, that was in a strange way told me that hey, now PSG will sit back, and they cannot sit back because that's not what they do. And in a strange way, they probably got that goal a bit too early. You know what I mean? So they probably should have just waited and because they cannot sit back. They cannot defend for the life, be it a 2-0 lead, a 3-0 lead. They cannot do that. And they should have got that motivation to kind of, go and scoring. And that's what I think probably, I don't know where PSG is going from here. And all the best to them because I think I can see them disintegrating next season. And that will be, certainly interesting, the transfer window.
Yeah, definitely. I am going to come back to you, Anka, because another shock Villarreal knocking out the old lady Juventus. So it was a good evening for Emery.
Oh wow! I think first of all, like this guy is too good in Europe, but the first time that he's actually gone to the quarterfinals of the Champions League, it was probably time that he did so. But Juventus, man, we've got to speak about Juventus. I don't know. Last season it was Porto, and Ronaldo can say that there were decisions, not in his favor, so on and so forth. I don't think there's an excuse this time around. Terrible defending, as in giving penalties away for fun. And yes, some credit needs to be given to Villarreal. I think especially Danjuma, as in he was really a pain in the ass for Juventus throughout. And I think in a very strange way, I'll say that Villarreal are probably the only team in this particular draw which has nothing to lose. Absolutely, even Benfica to some extent, you would feel that okay, they actually beat Barcelona and now then they beat Ajax. At least Ajax was a form team, but for Villarreal, as in really, I did not expect them. First leg, in fact, Juventus had a lot of injuries and they got a draw out of it. So I thought Juventus did well. Considering the amount of injuries that they had. And second leg, again, they had injuries, but Villarreal had even more injuries in the second leg. So I don't think there's absolutely any excuse for Juventus not to be winning that second leg. And they just capitulated, literally, as in one goal, and then I don't know what happened. And that is so unlike Juventus because, as we say, the old lady, they have the structure. They actually have a defensive formation. It was very strange for them to actually do that, but that is what Champions League brings you, especially with Juventus. And it's not now. You remember the days of the Del Piero, the Buffons, as in they always did that. Champions League is not for Juventus, and that's a DNA thing. Like I think Owen was talking about Spurs again. No, pun intended there. In the Premier League, Juventus is that in the Champions League. You don't get that out of Juventus. I think something's missing there.
Yeah, Owen. I mean, Salzburg Bayern turned out to be an absolute battering for the Austrian champions, unfortunately.
But yeah, I mean, not in the first leg. It was very, very heartening to see them get a 1-1 draw. But no, I mean, of course, that was the draw that Liverpool should have got, I suppose, if UEFA hadn't, ballsed it all up the first time. Salzburg, we should have played Salzburg, but it was always going to be, quite an easy path to the quarterfinal, I think. Of course, when you're Bayern Munich, they're wonderfully clinical. They're wonderfully efficient is a cliche to use for German teams, but I love the way they work as a team. They've got some stars, but they work as a team. They've got great work ethic, and they're dangerous again. They could win it. Like we seem to say every single year, and we've been saying it for years and years and years. They could win it. I mean, at this stage of the Champions League, I just think any team that goes on to win it needs an element of luck, as well as good play. And, but yeah, Bayern Munich are certainly one of the favourites, and for good reason.
Yeah, definitely. And Anka, Sporting Man City really wasn't a contest. Obviously, that second game was obviously goalless, but the tie was already won in the first leg.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think probably both the teams kind of wanted a 0-0. It was probably perfect because let's be honest. I know football you never give up, etc. But Sporting kind of knew it, and Fernandinho probably had like a send off in Champions League, getting the man of the match and all that. But yeah, it'll be interesting. Like Man City now they've got like one easy tie, and I know with Man City again, a lot of Man City fans may disagree, but the fact that they do tend to get those ties. Let's see what tie they get. I know a lot of people, strangely, are saying that it should be a Chelsea Man City. That I was seeing the predictions in your comments. That'll be interesting because we know Pep versus Tuchel. That's as in a box office fixture. I wouldn't mind that either. Maybe talking about which team I would like to avoid rather. I think we spoke about Bayern. Like Owen said, I think that is probably the team which. On their day, we saw it 2 years ago. They gave us a footballing lesson proper. They can do that. Man City as well. Again, I'm not taking anything away from Man City, but the fact is, I don't think teams will give that much space to Man City. What Sporting did in that first leg, it's got to be basically, knowing City how they play. They have a task on their hands. Just like PSG, I think now all the pressure is on Man City to perform. They are expected to win.
Yeah, definitely. And in the end, Owen, Atletico Madrid knocked out Man United.
They did. Atletico, I don't like the style of play, but, kudos for knocking out United. No, I'm only kidding. I mean, as a Liverpool fan, of course, just like United fans would be happy if Liverpool got knocked out by whoever. Of course, we're happy that United are out of the Champions League. But I just think, Atletico Madrid, Spanish football in general, I can't see it. I can't see a Spanish win. I can't see Real winning it or Atletico winning it. I think Real, I mean, they could. They've got fabulous players. But Atletico, they also have fabulous players. But it's just something about coming up against, real competition. Man United, bless them, they're not, they're probably the 5th best Premier League team this season, maybe 6th best. I don't know, but they're if Atletico Madrid come up against, for example, City, Chelsea, Liverpool, as we've already beaten them this season already, I just think I can see them getting beaten. I wouldn't mind getting Atletico again, to be honest.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, guys! There's 41 of you watching. Please remember to hit that like button and subscribe if you're new. Very, very quickly, the Champions League draw is about to start. Favourable team to get and not favourable team to get. Anke, I'll start with you. Who do you not want in this draw?
Yeah, as I said earlier, it's definitely got to be Bayern Munich. I think they are right up there. I would say to some extent Liverpool, not because I'm scared of Liverpool. I know I'm speaking with you all, but I want to face Liverpool as in deep into the Champions League in the semis or the finals, right? That's something that I really want. But yeah, then Bayern Munich is a team, and the team that I would probably want. Let's be honest, everyone wants an easy team. As much as you say that you want a difficult team, to sound right, definitely I would go with Villarreal or maybe even Atletico Madrid. I know a lot of teams don't want, but I would have them because I remember last season how we beat them, so I wouldn't mind them.
Owen, same question to you.
Very similar answer. Yeah, I want the path of least resistance, and I don't want the path of greatest resistance. So, I think Bayern, Manchester City. I don't want these teams. I think these are the strongest 2 teams left. So I don't want Bayern or Manchester City. And I would like to have Benfica, I think, are probably the worst team, and then Villarreal, although I love Dan Juma. I can talk about him for ages. But so there you go. Benfica or Villarreal or Atletico maybe, and I don't want anyone good.
Yeah, I know. The draw is about to start. Apparently, Mikel Silvestre is the guest there today. So, yeah, it's got to be interesting. Oh, Helen's asked a very interesting question. Rank all teams left in from 1 to 8. Wow.
That's a great question, actually, right? As in, it'll divide opinion for sure, but pretty sure, as in many of the chat, will not go for Chelsea in the top 3. That's what I would love to be, but I think if I can go first quickly, as in, I think it's got to be Bayern Munich and Liverpool, probably with the form that Liverpool are in, probably 1 and 2. Man City, just because of what they've not done in the Champions League enough. I'll probably have them at 3rd and Real Madrid at 4th, and then I'll go Chelsea. But again, I want Chelsea to be first. But the fact that what I mean, right? It's better to be kind of the underdogs, and I believe that we probably, considering our circumstances, it's only fair we are about 4th or 5th, and then we can go probably Atletico, and then maybe Villarreal and Benfica. I don't know, Owen, what about you?
Yeah, I think if I was going to say that, I think probably Benfica probably 8th, Villarreal 7th, and then I'd argue Atletico Madrid 6th because they've never won this competition. The rest have. And then obviously I don't Man City haven't won it either, but I mean, Chelsea are holders, aren't they, Owen? Chelsea are holders as well. So you'd have to go. I think English clubs are the favourites to win. I honestly do. I think one of the English clubs is the favourite to win. But I'd have to say that looking at Bayern Munich and Real Madrid, they've got Lewandowski, they've got Benzema. That can happen at any single time. So it's going to be a very, very intriguing draw. But would you say an English club is the favourite to win this?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But with Bayern Munich, I mean, I put Bayern Munich up there. But I would say, I mean, Manchester City are the bookies' favourites, I believe, still, even though they've never won it. I like saying that. But for good reason, because they're a fabulous team. They haven't been in great form. They've lacked a clinical edge, and Pep's starting to lose the plot a bit. The fact he didn't make any substitutions, for example. So, I mean, they've got the Pep factor, so they're probably going to screw it up. I mean, history tells us that Pep is going to overcomplicate things and screw it up. You can't underestimate Chelsea. I'm not going to underestimate them. They saved their best performances last year for Europe, and they're going to probably do the same this year. So, yeah, I think... But you just never know at this stage. That's why we love the Champions League, isn't it? Because they're just great games. You never know what's going to happen. Villarreal could surprise anyone. Benfica could surprise anyone and get into the semis. We don't know.
Yeah, guys, my good, I cannot believe I'm saying this. There are over 300 of you watching. Thank you very much for tuning in to
congratulations. I think you just hit 1.7, and hopefully people just let's get into 2K. Let's get up to 2K, and I can see a lot of familiar names in chat. Thanks for joining in. Certainly, a lot of people. It certainly helps. And yes, please do subscribe, like, and I think it's just about to begin, right? The draw.
It is about to begin. Yeah, we've got the Claudio Ranieri lookalike and Giorgio Marchetti. I think he's just saying that basically this draw, basically anybody can get anybody. So there's no ties that will not happen. Anyone can get anyone. And also, what's going to happen is the semi-final draw will be made straight after this draw as well. And also, it will determine who the home team is in the final as well. So that's what's happening in this draw. And they're just now getting Mikel Silvestre onto the stage as well. So very, very interesting. Bring on anyone for Chelsea. We are always ready. Hello. Ranieri doing the draw as always. Yeah. Hello, Rishi Sharma. Thank you for tuning in. I'm not sure what that means, but thank you for tuning in. Tejas going for Bayern Munich Liverpool final. Interesting. Real Madrid, Liverpool, Bayern, City, Atletico. Bleep note. Oh, right. Okay.
I think probably missed out Chelsea. Yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking that, but the thing is, Chelsea have won this competition, and Manchester City haven't. So you'd have to say that Chelsea are probably higher equipped to win this than Manchester City are, but you never know.
See, that's what I'm kind of wary about, right? And the fact that now probably teams have got to know that that's when we perform the best, and we have suddenly been like, I'm speaking to any neutral out there, they're like, okay, Chelsea's got to be the team that we would like to avoid. Like Tuchel said, that we would like to be the team that no one wants to face. And that's in our DNA. Remember when we had Abraham Grant, we reached the finals. As in trust me, we could do that. And that's what our team DNA is like. So, but again, we don't have an owner. Things might change the next month. By the time, I think the first leg is going to be on April 5th and 6th, if I'm not wrong, correct? Of the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
And then, so by then, Chelsea might have an owner. At least we might be knowing. Because I believe today is technically the last day for the bids. So things might be a little bit different. So let's see.
Bacalpa, it is on the UEFA website. It is on the UEFA website, or it is on the BT Sport YouTube channel, or the BT Sport TV app as well. So that would be very, very intriguing. Anyway, Chelsea Bayern be a classic. Chelsea Bayern, yeah, there have been some classic games between the Jesus Christ, this should be as quick as a dentist checkup appointment. It should only take 2 minutes. None of this what you're having for dinner nonsense. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. They like a bit of procrastination, don't they? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely indeed. But yeah, it does look like now that the draw is going to be made. But yeah, they do obviously take a lot of time to get these draws done, don't they? It's quite weird anyway, but
yeah, there'll be probably 2-3 extra checks going on right now. I'm pretty sure on where the balls are kept. But I think it's absolutely no combination. So anyone can be drawn, right? By the way, I think the first ball is being picked as I speak.
Is it? Interesting.
Okay, I haven't even got a. I'm not even. I'm just relying on you guys to tell me what's happening.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Okay.
live
So
the
first
live the
ball-
excitement. Yes.
Yeah,
Well, you don't need
I'm
to
on a
say he's
bet.
putting his hand in the bag or whatever. But just tell me the teams as well.
Chelsea first.
Chelsea's first out. Okay. How
I hope they
Oh,
come
Chelsea
first in the
first.
competition as well. Crossing my fingers.
Chelsea first. So who are Chelsea going to get?
Interesting. As in, I have a strange, like I said, I had a strange feeling about Benfica, but again, I won't be surprised if it's the strongest of it.
I reckon you'll get Villarreal. That's my feeling.
No, it'll be a strong one. Now I'm getting all the negative vibes, but let's see.
Oh, really? You're getting nervous. Okay.
Oh no!
Oh,
Eden
no.
Hazard.
Chelsea, Real Madrid.
Real
Chelsea
Madrid.
against Real Madrid.
Ooh, I wouldn't be too worried. Man.
We
What
beat
do you
them last
think?
season. We can do it once more. Come on, we can do it.
Honestly, in that first game against PSG, they were not very good. They were not
Absolutely,
very
yeah.
good. So
Yeah.
No,
Chelsea.
I think you'll be happy with that. To be honest.
Yeah, I'm not so happy, but I'm not like kind of discontent for sure. Would have liked them in the semis, but I think quarters, why not? Bring it on. Madrid, they're depending on 2 to 3 players a lot, so maybe that's the only thing that if we can,
Yeah.
just somehow,
So
let's get the third ball. Let's see, is it?
Yeah, I'm slightly behind you guys, unfortunately,
Yeah.
which is
It is the Man City. Wow, 2 English clubs in the first 3.
Man
I think
City,
I'm a few
okay.
seconds ahead of
Man
you
City.
guys.
Yeah, okay, you have
My
to
time.
tell us what's going on, Ankit. Yeah,
Manchester
there you go. So Man
City.
City's next.
I bet this is Liverpool.
Bayern.
Watch this be Liverpool.
I'd like Bayern to knock out City.
It's got to be Bayern. Come on, let everyone let's hope for Bayern.
If it's
want Bayern.
Benfica, then you're gonna say that's
Man
gonna
City will
happen.
get the easiest of it. You know that as well.
I've got a feeling it's Liverpool. Don't know.
I've got a feeling it's Liverpool
Atletico
as well.
beat Madrid.
Atletico
Madrid.
Okay. Interesting, but I think that's not too difficult for City. But yeah, okay, no, maybe, attack versus defense.
Dark arts against Pep. It works.
Yeah.
Trust me, it works.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
This
so
will be a good one actually.
so Villarreal, Benfica, Liverpool, and
Bayern. So
Bayern left.
Liverpool
Yeah.
Probably are going to get as in a good draw, and that's what I'm guessing. Let's see. It shouldn't be a Benfica Villarreal, please. Okay, Villarreal is next.
Villarreal. I wouldn't mind Villarreal actually. I wouldn't mind Villarreal.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind it. Danjuma's amazing, but if you stop him, you can stop them.
So we've got Chelsea, Real Madrid. Wow. Chelsea, Real Madrid. Manchester City against Atletico. And we've got Villarreal as well.
Don't tell me it's Benfica. Come on, don't tell me. Imagine that, man. It'd be a crazy one. Oh, Bayern Munich.
Bayern Munich. Wow,
Bayern Munich.
So it's Liverpool against
It's
Benfica.
Liverpool, Benfica.
Wow, brilliant.
Wow. But which order, though? Which order?
Wow.
Wow.
I think the first team plays at home, right? If I'm not wrong. That's
right. Yeah.
But yeah, as in good draw for you all. Congrats.
Wow. I think it's a good draw for you. Congrats as well. I don't think
I'm not
Real or all that.
Yeah.
Could have been easier, but it could have been
Benfica first at home. So I think
give me a wee minute.
Okay,
that's almost perfect. So I think Liverpool play at home the second leg.
Wow.
Even I don't think you could have asked for any better. Come on,
that's
Benfica
beautiful. That's
leg.
Thank you to all the deities. That's absolutely wonderful. Yeah.
You know
I mean,
what?
I'm not saying it's over because I think we have to respect everybody. I mean, Darwin Núñez, I was looking at before. His record's amazing. He's got in 22 Primeria Liga games, he's got 20 goals and 2 assists, which is nuts. 20 goals in 22 games, and he's only 22 years old. And in the Champions League, 4 goals in 8 appearances, including the winner the other night. I mean, Uruguay, they found another brilliant star, for the future, haven't they?
They always tend to, right? When it comes to strikers and attacking players in general, Uruguay have those 2 to 3, as in the sprinkling of goal that they always get, somehow.
Absolutely.
I don't know something, but I think in a strange way, I think Benfica, they've got a great draw as well, because I think apart from Bayern Munich, they've not like underperformed in any match this entire season. So it'll be wrong to kind of discount. But let's be honest, Jovan, come on, like Liverpool would have taken that any day given that draw, right? So and Real Madrid. So now
So
now they are probably
was it Benfica Liverpool or Liverpool Benfica?
It was Benfica Liverpool the first game,
Benfica Liverpool.
and then
Okay, so
the
first,
reverse game.
the semi-finals draws are coming. Winner of quarterfinal 2 is come out first.
Okay. Winner of semi-final 2.
Winner of quarterfinal 2, and that was basically
That's Man City against Atletico Madrid.
Yeah.
So that's Man City Atletico.
Okay.
Oh, Chelsea, man. Don't tell me.
So Chelsea.
Champions League is all about luck as well, as much as we
So
say that, okay. Oh, man.
So Chelsea. Ooh.
Wow.
Interesting.
Man City, Atletico, all the 4 teams are like pretty well to do, right? As in, wow.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing easy left.
Gosh.
There?
So Villarreal, oh, interesting. So Man City Atletico versus Chelsea Real Madrid.
Okay. 4, so Benfica, Liverpool.
Liverpool, right?
Yeah. Versus Villarreal or
versus
Bayern.
Villarreal, Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow. So you're looking at, probably Liverpool versus Bayern Munich in the semi-final.
Exactly. Tasty tie, right?
Yeah. It's very, very tasty for the semi. Hopefully, I mean, I'm not getting ahead of myself, because I've got the whole record of Liverpool versus Benfica in front of me. We played 10 times in all competitions, and the last time was in the Europa League quarter-final in 2010, where we lost away in the Estadio da Luz 2-1, and then we brought them back to Anfield and we won 4-1. So we got through, but then before that, very famously for Benfica fans and lots of Liverpool fans will remember, in 2006, the year after we won the Champions League in 2005, of course, we played them in the first knockout round, and we lost both games at Anfield. Oh, sorry, we got knocked out. Yeah, we lost both games. We lost 2-0 at Anfield and we lost 1-0 away. So Benfica are not to be taken lightly, although Liverpool are, of course.
No, absolutely not. But
by the way, Doug and Owen and everyone watching, I don't know if it means anything, but the last draw has been made, and that is basically Liverpool or Bayern on paper. Either of them will be the home team for the final.
Oh, okay.
So what does that mean? They play in their home kit. Does it mean anything else?
I think it's a home end, away end. So that's what probably it means. And I'm just kind of reading it up, but they just actually had drawn that. So I was trying to wonder what was the significance, but I believe that'll be it. Basically, it's the home end and the away end is what they take.
So it's just the side of the stadium, but it doesn't affect ticket allocations.
And plus, like the away end for absolutely not taking allocation, but it's about I think the dressing rooms and stuff like that will be different, right? As in terms of the space that they have.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter. It's more about
it doesn't really matter, but yeah, okay.
Exactly.
But yeah, just people are coming in very, very. This is hang on, that's not right. Let's see. So yeah, the quarterfinal draw: Chelsea against Real Madrid, Manchester City against Atletico Madrid, Villarreal against Bayern Munich, and Benfica against Liverpool. So initial reaction to the draw, Anka, you've got Real Madrid again.
Wow.
You beat them last time.
And we beat them well. It wasn't like we just about beat them. It was really as an edge of the seat encounter. It wasn't one of them. Of course, they had chances. We should have finished it in the first leg itself. But Real Madrid under Ancelotti again are a different beast. Let's be honest. With Benzema going 2 notches above, Vinicius Junior finally becoming the player that he always thought that he would become. So they are much better side. Again, it's kind of. I'm a romantic, right? People who kind of watch my channel know that. And Hazard being there, I know that he said bye to Chelsea, after winning the Europa League. Probably he
Yeah.
want to do that at Real Madrid as well. But yeah, he's probably not going to start. Just saying. Having said that, I think Chelsea, we have to be wary about Real Madrid's midfield. If we can keep our, as a midfield fit, I think it's about the midfield battle. And last season,
Yeah.
when we beat them, it was more about our midfield getting better of their midfield. That was what the difference was clearly. So that will be the difference maker. And Modric is in form, so it'll be really tasty tie. But only thing is, yes, I think if I'm not wrong, Real Madrid are playing at home the second leg. I know the away
Yeah.
goals don't count, but I think Santiago Bernabeu in the recent games was rocking. I know it can get really bad as well when the team isn't doing well, but I think that is the only part that I'm a little bit weary about. But yeah, I think we should beat them if we have everyone fit.
Yeah,
interesting.
Owen,
sorry, just on Chelsea and Real Madrid. I've got they've only played 5 times in their history, and Real Madrid have never won. 3 wins and 2 draws for Chelsea. Chelsea have never lost against Real Madrid.
We got a famous cup win, right? As in, remember, as in back in the day, we got a famous cup win, and that's what we strive on with Real Madrid. We've been waiting for years. I remember when Jose Mourinho came to Chelsea after serving at Real Madrid, we were playing every draw that hope we get Real Madrid, and now we have twice in 2 seasons. Imagine, like that's football for you, and that's great. And again, we have Thibaut Courtois, Snake there. There'll not be subplots, just like it was Real Madrid versus PSG. So it's going to be really interesting. Rudiger has been rumored saying that Real Madrid is probably his preferred destination if given a choice if he leaves Chelsea. So a lot of things that are going into that fixture.
Yeah, Man City, Atletico Madrid. Owen, you said any team that gets Atletico, any English team that gets Atletico, they'd be going out. How do you feel about that game?
Well, no, I think Atletico would be going out. Yeah, I think Atletico Madrid. I don't see, but maybe I don't know. Maybe yeah. It's intriguing because like it won't be intriguing to watch because Simeone will have player back 11. But City's all about control possession, right? And they try and basically get round the back of you every time. With 1-2s and one-touch passing at key moments, they lull you into switching off, and then they're very, very good at exploiting the space. They're absolute masters of exploiting any space. Atletico Madrid are absolute masters of not leaving any space because they've got a very hands-off approach. They don't care about controlling any kind of possession. So it will be intriguing in terms of, they're almost exact opposites. But I think maybe it's going to be just in the mind. It's going to be a battle in the mind. Can City themselves keep concentration? Can they, avoid making mistakes? Can Atletico punish any mistakes that City make? And, can they, keep them out? I mean, Oblak in goal could be key as well. So, Atletico Madrid have got a chance. But I just, like I said earlier, I'm not convinced about Spanish football in general this season. I think that, a lot of their best players are getting on a bit. And I don't know, maybe Atletico can spring a surprise, but City will be the favourites because they're just the better team overall. Yeah,
definitely. And Ankit, Villarreal, Bayern Munich.
Oh wow! As in Bayern Munich couldn't have asked for anything simpler. I know Villarreal were absolutely great in the leg against the Juventus, especially the second leg. But I think Bayern Munich probably, as in last season, you can probably argue that they lost, I think, Lewandowski against PSG, and that would have been a difference maker. I think Bayern Munich are far more motivated this time around. Yes, they've not been so kind of 100% perfect under Nagelsmann, but I think he just about got it right towards the end of the season, and hopefully for them, they will certainly be one of the finalists. I can see them. I know that they're probably going to beat Liverpool. But I can probably see them, getting the better of most of the teams in that particular side of the draw.
Interesting. And Owen, Benfica, Liverpool, time to get them back for 05-06.
Yes, yeah, we'll be thinking about that, in the back of our minds. Am I right in saying that they're the fixtures that come after or between Liverpool, Man City in the league as well?
Between Man City and Liverpool, I think.
Yeah, so it's going to be a hell of a week. I think I'm very happy with the draw, especially after last time when we got the weakest team with Salzburg, and then a much more difficult team in Inter Milan, the Italian champion. So I think that's good. The path of least resistance, as I said before, I can see us getting through. Because as a team we work well for each other. The forwards are always tracking back. It depends on injuries between now and then. What would happen to Liverpool if, God forbid, Trent got an injury? We don't have much cover for Trent. But all the momentum Liverpool have, the options we have in midfield, in attack, I just think we'll be too strong. If we avoid any major injury scares. So I'm looking forward to it. How do you feel
Darwin Núñez is the one to watch for Benfica as well. But obviously, they've got Vertonghen as well and Otamendi. So they're the two ex Premier League defenders coming up, and obviously. Obviously, as well, we do have the semi-final draw that was obviously made as well. So, So, Manchester City, the winners of Man City, Atletico Madrid face Chelsea or Real Madrid. So, we have a potential final reunion, Anka.
You know what? I just got a message from basically one of my guests on my channel tonight. So I'm streaming, and I've invited a Real Madrid fan. So, and we've just drawn Real Madrid, and on the other side, Man City is something that I was also planning to call in the next stream, and that is the next thing that has actually happened. So it'll be really interesting how we face up, because Man City, as in Pep, has done better against Tuchel this season. As much as Tuchel had his number last season, Man City are the better team, simply put. No two ways about it. Much better team. They should win on paper, but it's Champions League. I would never say no. I can certainly see them being much more motivated. Not that they weren't last time. So I think they'll probably. I think Pep will not, miss out to not pick a defensive midfielder this time. Let's put it that way. So I think if in case, let's assume that we beat Real Madrid and we go to Man City and at the Etihad, I think that it will be certainly difficult, but the second leg is a Stamford Bridge. As much as I was wary about us not, having that second leg against Real Madrid, I think as Man City, that kind of helps us. So if we can get that first leg, again, assuming we'll be there, I think we can still beat them. But I think this is probably, as an easily put, the difficult side of the draw, right? Man City, Real Madrid, and Chelsea. I think again we are probably not counting Atletico because they can not do one day as well. But again, over two legs, I agree with Owen that it'll be probably Man City, and this side it should be Chelsea. If not, basically for Benzema, who was very good last season as well. It was just that Mendy was on his A form, so it'll be interesting, how we deal with Benzema and Vinicius. So. But yeah, Man City, I think for me, I have to say, I'll be honest, I can see Man City probably going through in that part of the draw.
They've never played Atletico Madrid. It'll be the first time they faced each other.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Wow. Interesting. That is going to be very, very intriguing. And then obviously the other one is Benfica or Liverpool will face Villarreal or Bayern Munich. Yeah, that's got a tasty wee tie ahead, Owen. Eh?
Well, let's be confident and let's go with what everyone will be predicting, that it would be a Liverpool Bayern Munich semi-final. The historical record between the two teams is very close. They've actually been more draws than anything else. Liverpool have won 3 games, lost only once on the 3rd of November 1971 in the Cup Winners' Cup.
That's a good record. That's a good record.
And there have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 draws. So it's a very good record for Liverpool against Bayern Munich. So that's 3 wins, 5 draws, and only 1 loss in all games against them. Go back to 1971, which was the first one. And the last one, of course, was that amazing tie with Sadio Mane, that long ball from Virgil van Dijk. Sadio Mane's turn against Neuer and that chip, which is a goal that I've seen probably 2,700 times, but I'm going to watch it for the 2,701st time right after this call, because I'm getting more and more excited the more I think about this.
Was it Kovac who was the manager of Bayern Munich at that point?
It was Nico Kovac.
It was, Niko Kovac, Niko Kovac was the manager.
That was a bore fest. Trust me, it was a bore fest. This time will be much more interesting for sure.
Hopefully, well, I mean, with the same result for us, but in the semi-final, we're getting ahead of ourselves. We've got to play Benfica first. But
Rennie's just said, Anka, he has subbed to your channel, so absolutely brilliant. Guys, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you, everybody who has tuned in. I think we had something over like 400 or 500 watching at one time. Absolutely incredible. Thanks, absolutely fantastic. So thank you very, very much. I really, really do appreciate it. Cool cash fee. I think I've said that right. Amazing work by Douglas, Owen, and Ankit. 400 watching. Let's also subscribe to all 3 channels: Owen, Doug's channel, and Almighty Blues. Yep, 100%, 100% as well. Owen, thank you very much for coming on as well. Will there be a reaction on Cop On later, or?
I don't have time. I'm trying to write. I play music as well. I've got loads of music things to do today, so I won't have time to do a reaction. But if anyone wants to subscribe to Cop On, we do things on YouTube. We're mainly an audio podcast, so we're on Spotify, iTunes, wherever you get your podcasts. If you want a Liverpool podcast, but we're open to fans of anyone. You can contact me, coponpodcast@gmail.com or @coponpodcast, and it's been an absolute pleasure. Thanks to Ankit and thanks to you, Douglas, of course. Absolute joy to be here, and thanks to everyone watching. Remember to like and subscribe, because it really does help, and it takes 2 seconds.
Yeah, absolutely. Ankit, thank you very much for coming on as well. I'd imagine you'll be doing a wee reaction over on your channel.
Yes, absolutely. First of all, thanks again for having me, and good for us this time. We actually, did it well. We didn't have to redraw. Certainly fun with you all, but always fun. And I think we should do more of this, to be very honest. We shouldn't be waiting just for the draws. We should be doing more of it, and certainly great. Yes, we have one just about an hour's time. So as the Europa League draw kicks off, I go live. So I'll be reacting on the Champions League, get a breather, and see, what actually Real Madrid means against Chelsea, because I'm kind of looking forward to it. But again, Europa League draw, yes, we'll be covering that. And tonight, again, we are live, and that is for the El Clasico preview that we're doing. And we have a Real Madrid fan in the house, a very experienced one at that. So a very good discussion. So look forward to having you. And of course, everyone, do subscribe. Doug works very hard. He knows the stuff inside out. I always recommend him highly. So hopefully we'll meet again soon.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. It's been an absolute pleasure to do this Champions League draw as well. Yeah, there you have it. There are the draws for the quarterfinals. Chelsea get Real Madrid. Manchester City meet Atletico Madrid for the first time ever. Villarreal against Bayern Munich, and Benfica against Liverpool. And then the semi-final draw: Man City or Atletico will face Chelsea or Real Madrid. So potential final reunion there. And then Benfica or Liverpool will play Villarreal or Bayern Munich. That's it. That's it for the Champions League draws for 21-22 season. I'll be back next season with more Champions League draws. But until then, enjoy your weekends, and some fascinating matchups are coming as well. But until then, it's goodbye from me. Thank you to everyone who's watched. Remember to hit the like button and subscribe if you are new. And I'll see you all very, very soon. Take care. Bye-bye for now.